When you talk about paying for tax cuts, what would you like to see happen?
I think they have to make a case, and certainly we're making that case to the American people, that real tax reform can get the economy moving at 3 or 4% growth, which creates jobs for people, more prosperity. That if you clear out a lot of these deductions and special interest loopholes, David, you can unrig this economy, bring more fairness to the code. I think that's an important component. We support that. We're calling for the lowest, flattest rates possible, and getting rid of really every carve-out special interest deduction out there. Let's just have low, honest, flat rates that don't benefit the wealthy and special interest groups. Let's get them down. I think that's how you sell it to the American people. More job creation, more prosperity, and you actually unrig this economy.
Ask about realism, if I could. Our colleagues reported earlier this week.
Hold on, we're going to go to realism now, David. Come on. No, that is a realistic vision.
All right.
Tax reform.
Our colleagues reporting that Republicans are now considering temporary cuts and permanent ones together in concert with each other. Would that be disappointing to you if you didn't see the kind of comprehensive package that you, others, the administration talked about at the beginning?
Absolutely. This is an opportunity, perhaps a once-in-a-generation opportunity to get transformative tax reform that really changes things rather than just doing nips and tucks to the code. And we think it's misguided for people to simply say, oh, let's get a few cuts and be done with it and move on. You know, the last reform, and you know this, was 1986. I was a young man back then. You may not have another opportunity like this. And if we're going to ever get back to an economy that's growing and lifting people up, we've got to have transformative tax reform, and the time to do that is now. So we're glad to see the administration. So far, they've been, and I believe they'll be straight through, a good ally and a leader on this. They have been a leader. And also, McConnell and Ryan are committed at this point to transformative reform, and we strongly think that's important to do right now.
What role does your group play in the ecosystem of Washington today? When you look at who's pushing for this, do you see yourselves as the loudest voice for it? How do you fit or complement with the Republican Party right now today on this issue and others?
Sure. What makes us different is that we're not really a D.C. operation. The vast majority of our infrastructure is out in the state. So we have full-time permanent staff in 36 states, from Arizona to New Hampshire, from Florida to Montana, really everywhere in between. We're doing dozens and dozens of events and town halls. I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Indianapolis just last week with hundreds of our activists and local members of Congress as well. So we're a grassroots infrastructure effort. We do TV and radio, and those are important, but there's frankly a lot of groups that do those, and that's important. But we see our role is to be out with Americans, working with them, to deliver encouragement, sometimes pressure, sometimes opposition if you have to. And Republicans, I got to tell you, the stakes are incredibly high after an epic failure on health care. They have to deliver here. They do. This is a crucial moment for Republicans.